Hey everyone, we're here. It has just snowed, I don't know, what was it, like 5 inches on Friday, but I spent the whole weekend fishing. Water temp has dropped anywhere from 5 to 14 degrees, so things have gotten a little crazy in our area. I know a lot of you guys are doing plenty of fishing because you can't do anything else. But I want to talk to you for a second, kind of a little quick real report about what I think is the #1 weapon in our area for today and probably at least the next 2 weeks until fish really start to lock down on beds. And that's the chatterbait or the bladed jig, whatever you want to call it. It is absolutely the Swiss Army knife of pre-spawn bass fishing. And from here until, May 10th or so, we're definitely full-blown pre-spawn, regardless of what the weather does at this point. And you can really cover everything you need to do on any lake with this guy right here, the bladed jig. Keep it very simple. I don't... There's somebody getting out, enjoying some time outside, out of the house. But anyway, I keep it very simple. I don't get crazy. I don't use a 710 glass rod or anything insane like that. I use a 7'2" medium heavy all the time, 6'8" to 1 gear ratio, and I use essentially three different chatterbait setups. And really that kind of depends on if it's a warming trend and I'm fishing pad stems or shallow water, really shallow water. My first choice in that scenario, in warming water that's, say 3 to 4 feet or less, is the 3/8 ounce jackhammer, and that's a Zaco. Everybody throws a Zaco. It works. It's really good for super shallow water when you can keep that bait moving quickly and draw a reaction bite. So that's probably my most fun to throw. I can cover a lot more water with it, and obviously it gets big bites. From there, if I'm fishing a little bit deeper or the water's a little bit dirtier, I want something that's going to move a little bit more water and kind of get down and stay down. And that is, for me, a little bit heavier chatterbait, which is a 1/2 ounce jackhammer. And I like to throw a little boot tail on this one typically. That's a little dipper. You guys can use, there's a lot of different ones on the market. Doesn't have to be this one. But, you can see the theme in these two is 110% bluegill. That's all that I concentrate on most of our lakes. We have some shad lakes, obviously, but 90% of the time you're talking bluegill, and a straight green pumpkin chatterbait gets it done for me. And I just kind of accent with the trailers. This one I throw a little bit dirtier water. It's got a little bit more accent color. This one would be really good for clean water. So that kind of covers two, and that's my bread and butter. That's what I spend most of my time throwing. 15-pound line, nothing incredible. Just kind of working either outside weed lines, inside weed lines, pad stems, wherever the bluegill are ganged up is really where you're going to find bass right now. And here's one that I've kind of picked up on this year. And don't pay so much attention to the color, although this color has been catching them really well. Kind of just more the style of the bait. And so this is a 3/8 ounce chatterbait, obviously a Menace grub trailer there, and it's red. But what I've been doing with this, especially like today, I caught them really good on this today, and when the water has cooled down this much, I'm kind of feathering this through the grass a little bit like you would either yo-yoing a trap or even fishing a blade bait. I can still fish shallow, I can fish 3-4 feet deep with it, but like today I was fishing all the way out 7, 8, 9 feet. It's only a 3/8 ounce bait, but fishing it slow, getting it down in the grass, just feathering it. And when you kind of, drop it off of a lift, you can feel them hit it on the slack line. You just got to reel into them and really drive that hook home. But it seems like when things get really tough this year, things have gotten really cold, this bait, kind of slowing it down and feathering it through the grass, has really been key for me and helped me get more chatterbait bites. But the main point of what I'm trying to tell you is that the fish as a whole, majority are 8 feet or shallower, and they will be for a month, for the most part. And this bait is the #1 weapon to get after them. On any lake you go to, I'm telling you, you can find a chatterbait bite. It will win, if there were tournaments, it would win a lot of the tournaments around right now, and it catches a lot of big fish. So if you're ever struggling this time of year, or you're really trying to look for a technique to hone in on, it doesn't need to be a jackhammer, it doesn't need to be a chatterbait, it can be whatever you're comfortable with, but get something that looks like a bluegill, get up shallow, find some warmer water, find some bluegill, and really, this is going to be your deal. So good luck out there. Everybody stay safe and enjoy what's left of this quarantine, and hopefully it doesn't last much longer.